My fiancé wants to try an open relationship right before we get married. I'm at a loss for what to do. I 25 female and my fiancé 24 male have been in a relationship for 3 years with our 4-year anniversary coming up in March. He popped the question a few months ago and I was so excited. I genuinely feel like he is the one for me. He's amazing in so many ways and I believe he felt the same way, or at least I thought he did. Last night we ordered takeout for dinner and planned to watch the newest episode of Rings of Power. He was acting incredibly weird, not very talkative and very fidgety. Normally he sits still or relaxes, but he kept bouncing his leg and tapping his fingers. About halfway through the episode, he paused it and said he wanted to talk about something extremely important. He sounded so nervous, and I immediately got the sinking feeling, but I told him everything was okay and urged him to tell me what was going on. He said it had been on his mind for a while and he didn't know if it was just the nerves of realizing he's about to be married. However, he realized that I'm his first real relationship before me. He had only dated a couple of people in high school and it was never long lasting. I asked him where he was going with this and he started crying. He said he was scared, saying that since he didn't have a lot of experience with other people, he was worried if he was making the right decision. Obviously that hurt to hear, but I didn't say anything. After dancing around the subject for a bit, he finally just said he was thinking an open relationship would be good for us, at least for a little bit. Honestly, the second half of this conversation is a blur because my anxiety was so intense that I was hardly listening. He expressed his love for me and stated that he knows he wants to marry me no matter what, but he wants to see what other people are like before committing to a lifelong marriage. He cried throughout the entire conversation, continually reassuring me that I wasn't the problem. He just wanted to experience other people more since he never really had the opportunity before. He mentioned that if I agreed to an open relationship, there would be lots of rules in place and it would all be very safe. I feel like our relationship is ruined. I'm obviously not okay with an open relationship. He suggested that I could see other people too, but I don't want to. He's the only one I need. He kept saying I have every right to say no and he would understand. He would never make me do something I didn't want to do. However, since he brought this up, if I say no, I'm constantly going to think he's seeing other people anyway. It's already happening. I used to have complete trust in him, but now I can't stop thinking if he's already seeing other people. Maybe he's bringing this up because he cheated on me and he needs an excuse now. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I told him I would think about it and he hugged me. I slept on the couch last night. I told him I just needed to be alone. Any advice is very much appreciated. Update 1. Well, the update isn't great. We called off the engagement and broke up. He swears up and down he didn't do anything but he confessed. He brought it up because he had a crush on someone and wanted to try it out. I had been staying at my friend's house for a few days trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Many people in the comments were a huge help to me mentally and I appreciate a lot of you so much. I probably would have gone through with it, but you guys pushed me to ask more questions. I asked him what made him start thinking about it, and at first he went right back to his experience. I told him if he wanted to experiment in bed I would be more than happy to try some things out and I wasn't going to accept that as his answer. After a while, he caved in and admitted that a girl who works at a coffee shop he visits often asked him for his number and that's when he started to think about it. I was heartbroken and angry to say the least. He had said if we got into an open relationship, people we knew would be off limits. He said she didn't count as someone he knew because he wasn't friends with her and she was still technically a stranger. I told him he didn't know her because he goes almost every day and she's very friendly with us, but either way it didn't matter because he had already told me there was no one he had in mind. He lied to me. After some more arguing and crying from both of us, he told me that if I didn't want the open relationship then just say no and we could move on from this. He was basically begging me not to talk about it anymore. He just wanted to move on. I told him it wasn't that easy because I straight up do not trust him anymore. As far as I know, he could have already experimented with her. He promised me he never cheated on me and never will. He said he would never go to that coffee place again and if he saw her he would ignore her. I told him he could see other people, I just wouldn't be in the picture. He got frantic and asked me if I was breaking up with him and I said yes. I told him that a year from now or even a couple of years from now, after he gets all his experience out of his system and if I'm still single and interested, we can try again. Personally, I don't see us getting back together, but he was crying and clinging on to me. Honestly, I'm disgusted. I'm mostly sad and heartbroken. We had our entire life planned and ready for us, and it got ruined by a stupid crush he had the nerve to ask to try out.